My name is Bright Stansberry, and I am just here to give you a recap of Young Thug's YSL trial. We're in day 61. Um, if you missed it, Judge Glanville opened up court addressing Mr. Weinstein, Mr. Weinstein's email, which he is one of the defense attorneys. Inquiring about the capability of Dexter Montgomery testifying. I think it was a little too late because the judge went on and allowed Mr. Dexter Montgomery to go ahead and testify. Just listening to Mr. Montgomery on the stand, he sounded overly excited. Now that's probably due to his. He was shot in the head, so it was due. It was some injuries that occurred after him being shot in the head. I know he said that he has problem with memory loss and other things of that nature. Also, one thing that stood out to me regarding him and his testimony was Mr. Adams, Young Thug's attorney, before he got ready to walk off of the stand, asked him, had Fulton County Police Department or the state or anybody have reached out to him? Has anybody reached out to him regarding this incident when he was shot in April on April 12th of 2015? And he said no. And to me, that's a problem, but we're going to move on. Also, Walter Murphy is going to be continuing his testimony. He's going to talk about his time in prison and in jail, in Fulton County on Rice Street. He talked about the living conditions of the jail, which kind of bothered me. And I know people always say like, oh, they committed a crime, they're being punished. That is correct. However, they should not have to be living in unhumane environments, especially when the state gets paid to house inmates. So I'm going to leave that right there. Lastly, Lynette Robertson took the stand today as a state's witness. She is a former crime scene technician. She was called out to the scene of 1987 Fremont Street, which is there in Fulton County. She said the call came in about 10:01 p.m. and she arrived at the scene about 10:45 p.m. The date was April 12th, 2015. The incident reference number is 151022458. She basically just talked about some of the evidence that was collected at the scene. They also show various pictures or whatnot. And that was pretty much it with her. They're going to finish up her testimony tomorrow. Yeah, it's just two things that stood out to me today. Well, really three. The first one is how nobody ever from Fulton County Police Department or the state ever reached out to Dexter Montgomery regarding his injuries to inform him of who had shot him, which Mr. Adams had told the court that it was Walter Murphy. That was a problem for me because it seems that Fulton County is notorious for not following up with certain crime scene investigations. They don't really use a lot of forensic evidence. Today, when Miss Lynette Robertson took the stand, she talked about evidence that was collected, but and some of the pictures, there was blood stains everywhere. And I asked on the chat, like, hey, who, after you guys ran the test, like, whose blood came up? I don't think that they ran those kind of tests, but that's another story. Also, the second issue that I had was, let me go back to my notes. Hold on. Okay. Yeah. Oh, when Walter Murphy talked about the living conditions inside of the Fulton County Jail, I made a past video about how that young man just got stabbed, and the sheriff did a big press conference about it. And it's like, they've given you all this money, the commissioner's board, to fix this, fix that, something with the blood pressure, all this other stuff. The money's just not being used where it's supposed to be being used. And we know that because time and time again, these incidents keep resulting in death. Thank God Stillwell made it. He was stabbed there. I'm sure it has something to do with the security, but who can you blame when the commissioner's board grants you $5.3 million, which they did that April the 17th, 2023, they granted the sheriff all that money. It's not funny. It's just like, what's going on? So, and lastly, the last thing is, court was cut short again today. One of the jurors had to go to a doctor's appointment. The only thing that I will say at this point is, because the state has failed to provide any evidence linking Young Thug or any of the co-defendants in the courtroom with the last acts, weeks and months since this trial began, like, I don't know why the judge won't grant them house arrest. They can be on an ankle monitor. Why should they have to live in those unhumane living conditions? Like, Murphy's not the first one that said something about it. Tick said something about it. The news says stuff about it. That they constantly show pictures and videos of how the Fulton County Jail is, or stuff like that. So I think that that's something that should be reviewed. You know, see if these young men can get bail and just house arrest. I'm pretty sure they'll come to court every day. I'm pretty sure they'll show up. I'm pretty sure all of that. Also, can we please hold court just a little full days, Monday through Friday? I don't know if there has ever been a full week of court. I don't know that. If I was the taxpayers in Fulton County, I would be PO'd right now. But that's another story for another day. So thanks for watching. Bye. Subscribe below.